Hey folks, Brad here with the Maritime Paintball Podcast. This week we're joined by the one and only Ryan Pulido, the mastermind behind the paintball trading card project that's taken the paintball world by storm. So we brought him on to discuss why he got started, some of the hurdles, the ups and downs of his project, and what his plans are for the future as he slowly, corners the market on paintball trading cards. As always, we want to know what you think, so please reach out to us on social media at Maritime Paintball Podcast or by email at maritimepaintballpodcast@outlook.com. Now, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 311 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast. My name is Brad O'Dell. With me, as always, I have...
Your king of paintball, Thomas Castle.
Yes, he is, and I will eventually get him a crown. And we have a very special guest, Ryan. I'm
Hey,
not
how's it
going to
going?
try your last name. How do you pronounce your last name?
Pulido.
Oh, okay. Pulido. So it's just the way it's spelled. Great.
You ignorant fuck. You couldn't even try.
Listen.
It's paintball. I'm sure he's been called worse.
I have. Yep, I have.
Right?
Yeah, so Ryan here, we're going to get into it a little bit, but Ryan here basically bangs out paintball trading cards. And
Yeah.
so we're going to get into
so
that.
fucking excited about this because
Sorry.
the whole trading card generation of us are going,
Right.
no fucking way.
So we're going to get into that in a minute.
Yes.
But first, folks, do us a massive favor, please. If you're watching this, share it out, comment, like, dislike. I don't care. Interaction is interaction, believe it or not. The system doesn't give a flying fuck if you hate me or not. As long as you click some kind of interaction, I win. Sorry,
There's no penis emoji, and
there's
that
stuff
makes me
moving around
sad.
behind me, and I don't know what it is.
Is it the cat?
I hope so. So, and we'll find out. We'll see if we come back in 2 minutes, folks. So we're going to take a quick spot here to just pay the
Someone's
bills,
gonna
and we'll be
fucking
back in
kill
like
you.
2.5 minutes. DefConPaintballGear.com is one of Canada's premier online paintball retailers, offering everything from the most tactical of mag-fed gear to the most competitive speedball gear. Orders over $150 get free ground shipping. Some restrictions do apply, so please double-check the site. And when you use the code MARITIMES, you save 10% off almost everything on the site. So what are you waiting for? Check out DefConPaintballGear.com. PB Swag Bag is the awesome service that sends you awesome paintball gear every month. For $37.95, they ship you a blue bag packed with awesome paintball gear. Everything from paintball gun cases to headbands and t-shirts. Sometimes it's even custom and only available through them. Head over to pbswagbag.com and use the code MPP10 to score 10% off your first bag. And if you don't like it, cancel anytime. There's no commitment. pbswagbag.com. As one of New Brunswick's premier paintball fields, Moncton Paintball offers everything from a walk-on to private parties, special events. Featuring the town of Mag Hill, a fully equipped, playable urban paintball field, Mag Hill is packed. It's got cars, buses, trains, multiple buildings, some of them 2 stories, soon to be 3. Moncton Paintball is a field you cannot afford to miss. Find out more information at monctonpaintball.com. Big or small, all beards deserve to be treated right, and Artful Dodger Beard Oil has everything you need to treat your beard with the respect it demands. Artful Dodger Beard Oil has a line of soaps, balms, and oils to keep your beard clean, soft, and smelling amazing. Artful Dodger Beard Oil's products are handcrafted in Fredericton using only the highest quality natural oils and 0 preservatives. So head on over to ArtfulDodgerBeardOil.com and start treating you and your beard right. Tier 1 Armament, specializing on the tactical side of our sport, focusing exclusively on mag-fed paintball and airsoft, Tier 1 Armament can hook you up with anything from modern combat sports, Karmatech, Umarex, and more. From markers to soft goods, check out Tier1ArmamentStore.com.
Are the Kellogg's people listening to? Because fuck them too.
And we're
Sadly
back.
to say, I work. That's right. I'm glad we're back. Sorry.
You know what? You know what? Kellogg's is not a sponsor of this podcast, so Kellogg's could suck my... I'm just making sure my parents weren't home.
Make sure your mom isn't around.
Yeah, get slapped live.
Live. Yeah, your mom just comes in and throws a fucking shoe. She can't hit me from where I am.
We'll clarify, too. It's not my media guy, Kellogg. I actually have a media guy named Kyle Kellogg as well. Just came out with a jersey. Yeah, yep. He's got a jersey. It's Tony the
fuck.
Tiger blinged out. Looks amazing. So shout out to
man.
Kyle Kellogg if he's listening.
We don't mean you, Kyle Kellogg. We don't.
Wow, that's a. I'm gonna send you a fucking sticker, bud. You can put it over that little red light.
Oh wait, hang on. hang on.
So you can stop drinking. What the fuck is that?
I got a Ah, man, my cannabis THC sticker from. Hang on, because we're giant children. One of my weed sticker from my vape.
But fucking Canadian government can't even source a good sticker for the fucking weed.
Fuck no, I peel those off myself. There we go. This is how professional we are.
So is it legal? Is it legal for you guys now up there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Government sells it. They don't do it well.
Oh, nice.
But they sell it.
Not well.
They're going private. We're going private.
We
Thank
are.
fuck, baby. I can get back into my one of my many vocations.
Yeah, buddy.
I can do it legally. I would love to sell dope legally.
Right?
Fuck yes.
Right? Man.
I feel like it's something I should be doing. But...
Okay, before we get into the show, I want to ping this idea off you. What we're going to do is we're going to open a shop, right? But when you walk in, it's not going to be fucking weed leaves everywhere. You do like nice like glass and wood shelves, right? Put everything on a nice display. And then like if somebody comes in and like, you know what I mean? They're looking for like they want weed leaves on everything or they want fucking like Bob Marley shit. You'd be like, "That's great. You can go to like fucking Spencer's."
Up and smoke.
I want to sell like $1,200 bongs to doctors.
Oh yeah, there's a vape shop or there's a head shop in Fredericton that used to be called Up and Smoke too. It's my buddy's place. He's got all sorts of nice stuff. Does custom glass.
Do you guys have like
fuck
a
off.
Subway? Yeah. Do you guys have a Subway up there?
A Subway, as in like Subway, restaurants.
Eat fresh.
Like Subway, yeah, Eat Fresh sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Just make it like a Subway shop, right? People come in, they pick their wrapper, they pick their strain,
Custom rolled joints.
They get some extra stuff, that they want, things like that. Just kind of like a little assembly line.
Right. You pick your
Mrs.
wrapper.
B would like the idea of custom rolled joints.
Yeah, you pick your wrapper. Right.
Your own wrapper, I like.
Right, and then it's just like
tobacco wrappers.
Can I get a little bit of this? Can I get a little bit of that? Right. And
they took
exactly
their good blunt wraps. They're all fucking hemp now instead of like an actual tobacco leaf. They were so good.
Right.
Yeah, like pick three.
Oh, but he's American, dude. We could get blunts from fucking shipped to him through Carolina. From JR Smoke Shop, who please JR Smoke Shop. If one of you motherfuckers are there, please sponsor us because I love your fucking cigars. We can figure this out.
Yes.
Don't. I love it.
All right, so we got some folks in the chat already. We got Ponage PDs out there, Alexander Cameron, Christopher Struck as always. We also got Sean McCorkle. We got Andrew Starrett. What's happening, buddy? And we got Scott Martin, who's tagging Keegan Barton. So I don't know if Keegan's in here yet, but Keegan, get your ass in here, bud. You've been paged. So I guess we should probably talk about,
Yeah, we wrangled this
just
poor
go through
man.
the whole night.
We just wrangled this poor fucking man in.
Right?
We haven't even asked him about his favorite sandwich.
We'll get there, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Right. So Ryan, you do paintball trading cards. That's why you're here, because you do, and people seem to love them. People seem to really like them. So, give me a rundown, man. What made you start? Like, did you just wake up one day? Did you have like a dream, and you were just like, I have to make cards? Like
an epiphany.
Yeah, an epiphany. I would have also accepted Jim Morrison showing up in a dream with a weird naked Indian.
That's happened once or twice.
So if that was the inspiration, fuck it, I love it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's moving around in your house, Brad, but it's scaring me. And
okay. So my parents got a puppy because that's a great idea, and it has severe separation anxiety. And they're gone to St. John for the weekend, and
so it's just
here
crying.
with me, and it's upstairs, and it's losing its shit right now because I'm up here or downstairs, and it's upstairs. So, yeah, I'm hoping
is just going great.
It's awesome, right? It's awesome. I lost my studio. I lost my studio, and now I'm gonna go rent a heated storage container with internet access. That's what I'm gonna do.
There you go.
There's got to be something like that.
Yeah.
Good times.
So yes, you just woke up one day and you're like, fuck it, we need hockey cards were amazing. Because you're right around that age where you remember your hockey cards and trading that shit with your friends before the age of Pokemon. And
Well, I
just went,
forget.
"Fuck it."
I forget that you guys are Canadian, so hockey's the first thing you go to. I would go to
He would.
football and Pokemon.
I
You
figured you
know.
would have been like baseball. I didn't know football had like. I didn't know cards
So
like football cards were a thing.
yeah, so I'm familiar with baseball cards too, but baseball was never really my sport. Um, it was mostly Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and football cards. And but yeah, no, it kind of did kind of happen like that. I do media for paintball down here for a lot of the speedball tournaments. WCBPL down here in California is the one that I started off with, and I just started making some posters for people. I got bored and I made a poster for my buddy. I made a poster for another guy, and I just kind of started cycling, and I was like, huh, I wonder if I can print these for them. And then I said, oh, what if I make them into a card? And then from there, just, I spent maybe a month to 2 months just going through like, okay, how can I make these a card? How can I get the packaging? It's very difficult to just do, believe it or not. You would think that
don't
it's very
say.
easy to just, yeah. I mean, you'd think it'd be very easy to just kind of contact one of these companies and go, hey, I need X amount of cards, and can you print these for me in this?
Yeah,
There's a
but
lot that
X
goes
number
into it.
needs to be like 40,000 or more.
More actually,
Like,
yeah, and not even the cards, not even the card. You're looking at, to work with some of the good companies that do the foil wrappers and stuff. You're looking at quantities of 100,000 or more, and they're behind right now too, right? Cards have been kicking back off. People love Pokemon right now.
Really?
Baseball cards, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
stuff.
they're crackheads for it right now. It's just going crazy.
I'm
So
more stoked that the idea of baseball cards coming back. Like that's awesome. It's wonderful. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and all that shit just annihilated like the hockey card market in Canada anyways.
Yeah.
So the idea that it's starting to kind of come back is really, really cool. Fuck yeah.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
they're
just been in a
beautiful.
big way. I think the pandemic really kind of started people. People started going back to their.
I wonder if
through their
I'm wondering
collections
too.
and
Like
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, so I'm 32. So when I was 10, that's cards were still around when I was like 6, 7, 8 years, 10 years old, and then everything kind of died off. Cards became less, I don't know, important, and now I have disposable income. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like all the nostalgia of our generation kind of coming back. You know what I mean? Is that maybe that's kind of feeding into it too?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
So your cards, you mentioned like the foil companies and everything. I've seen photos. You've got like foil packaging, right? Your cards, are they?
Yes.
Have I seen?
Yeah,
packs?
a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen packs.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
you've seen
awesome,
foil
man.
packaging, and if I pull it up here, I have some too, but they're a little different than your standard packaging as well, just because of the vendor that I have to go through to get these things. But so this is what the second edition looks like, and sorry the glare, so I apologize. Shout out to Jerry Caro with New York Extreme. He's the player on there. The color looks a lot better, but lighting in the room.
That's all good,
Um,
man.
but yeah, so no, these are thicker. They're about, if you take like an old school Pokemon pack, right? Again, just using that
Yep.
as reference. The foil is about 2 times as thick. So
Okay.
there's some girth
Okay.
to it. There's some girth to it, which protects the
got
cards.
Oh.
Yeah, big girth.
I'm thinking I know exactly what he's talking about. Like that double thick garbage pail kids used to get them as the same fucking
Yep.
idea. So that you're right. It gives you that little extra oomph.
To it.
So,
Yep.
So
Yeah,
how
and
many did you have
originally
to,
we were gonna do wax packs. So do you guys remember wax packs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
So that
Wax
was going to be
paper.
the original idea. Yeah, wax
Oh,
paper
okay.
with
Yeah,
a heat
yeah.
seal, right? I actually had my logo made into a stamp, and I was going to stamp every one. And then I
Sure.
realized that it's very hard to get that wax paper printed anymore. Nobody does it. It's very hard to find somebody who's going to print. So, I wanted to kind of do something old school, and then that didn't happen. So I was like, all right, what's the next best thing? Foil packaging. So yeah, I kept searching and searching and found somebody, and it's definitely a little more expensive than what it should be, but for
Yeah,
for
well,
right
everything
now
is.
it works perfectly. It does what it needs to do. Exactly, everything is expensive also right now.
Yeah.
In large quantities, the wax would probably get heavy though, compared to like a
yes,
foil, wouldn't
for
it?
shipping.
Yeah,
Oh
I was
yeah,
thinking-
for
yeah,
shipping.
Shipping,
you
yeah,
have to ship it
you would have
yeah.
eaten it in shipping, but
You'd get up there.
still,
in
the
weight for
idea
sure.
of the old wax paper, I kind of like, because it's
It's nostalgic, right? It's like, that would be nice.
You're hitting like 40 years worth of nostalgia, because it's like getting your hockey cards. I can remember the package, the Pokemon generations, laughing.
The only
old
thing you
fellas.
could do better than that, the only thing that I think that would be better than the wax is if you manage to get that super, super thin cellophane, like the clear stuff, but then you got to somehow coat it in like a thin layer of grease, like when it comes out of a cereal box. And then you're trying to open it.
Yeah, everyone's asking for gum. Everyone's asking to put gum inside of these things also.
Oh,
None of them remember what it's like to get gum in those, and the gum was never good.
No,
that
God,
gum
yeah,
was
and it would
tasted
stick to the
like
car.
gum and ass.
Yeah, it would
Yep.
stick to the card and ruin it. Yeah.
You can't put like
man,
a shitty
you know-
card in there.
oh,
You
you know,
can't
you
like
gotta-
specifically find someone that you want to fuck with. One of your buddies that's on one of those cards, and you're like, you know what? Fuck that. Every one of his cards are gonna have a piece of gum on it, except for
Stick
one.
right to it.
That son of a bitch will
Yep.
be worth money.
Oh man,
Exactly.
Super limited, no gum edition.
the no gum edition. Oh man, I'm thinking more like you got to expand. You got to do. What was it? Bazooka Joe had the comics wrapped around the gum. You got to do you got to do memes. You got to do paintball memes wrapped around gum. Throw that in the pack with the card. Right.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
So, it's because I'm
Put
spending
pieces
your
of
money.
broken paint in there.
Well, you saying that grease, I was thinking of like, when you pick up your gear after 2-3 weeks that you haven't cleaned something, it's
All
got
the
that
oils.
film on it, and you're like,
Just
fuck,
pour
yeah,
it.
that's
Just get
you
into
gotta
a
get that
bucket and
yeah.
pour it into the pack.
Oh, scratch and sniff cards. Get the smell of old paint and
The
jockstrap.
smell of old paint. Oh
Well,
god.
there was that
Blech.
Dynasty had that, right? Didn't Dynasty a long time, way back when they had the scratch and sniff?
Yeah.
What was the paint? No, the paint smelled.
Okay, then
It
it
was
has
a
to be a good
banana.
idea.
Yeah, it was banana. I believe.
Oh no, that's not.
Yeah,
nice.
it's banana because
That's
banana's
not
the
good.
easiest way to do it, right? Like it's for whatever reason. Anytime any of these companies are just like, we're gonna do flavored paint or scented paint, it's banana. I'm like, why? Why is it always
flavor.
banana?
Because most of us needed penicillin shots at one time or another for something that we did off the field.
Yeah,
I mean-
exactly.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man. I will never forget the taste of that yellowish banana medicine that came in the weird spoon.
Penicillin, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what it was.
Scott
dickhead,
Martin's
you got a
asking
shot.
if have you ever considered going digital? Would you be open to collaborate on an NFT?
Yeah, so
I don't know how
NFTs are something
work.
I've looked at.
So-
So I mean I know very little of it also, but I think the thing with NFTs
I know it's built off the
is,
blockchain system, but
Yeah, I think with NFTs it's a little tricky because the photos aren't owned by me, right? I get permission and I get rights to use them for commercial printing because every photo is from a different photographer. So if I were to sell that, definitely I'd want to cut the photographer in. But at the moment, that's not something I've worked out yet. That's something I have to work with the photographers on because they own those images. But then also you have a likeness issue too, right? Like if I have a picture of Brad, and I sell that, well, I have to have Brad's permission to print his likeness technically.
Yeah.
And I believe that's the same thing as NFTs. I'm not too sure. That's something I haven't looked into.
yeah, NFTs are
So
a weird one.
that's where it's a
and
little
then-
tricky.
Yeah, and then I don't know, man. Paintballers are cheap to start with, and I don't think it's one thing to give them a physical, tangible item like a card.
Mhm.
I think you're gonna have a hard time getting a paintballer to spend money on an NFT. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, I'd just have to sell to some cartel guy probably, and I'd be able to
Yeah.
make some money off of it.
right
Some
until
money
GI
launderers,
Sports or Core shows up and buys you out or shuts you down or breaks your kneecaps or whatever it is they do these days to whatever
all at the
company
same
they
time.
assimilate. Because they just
All at the same
bought
time.
GI Europe, so.
So, how many cards are in the set? Now, I've got questions now because I'm starting.
Yeah.
There we go,
I'm
there we
starting
go.
to get I'm starting to get wound up now because you got likenesses of how many players that you've got to deal with, teams.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure
it's
Dynasty
insane.
and-
So our first edition had 226 Actually, it was supposed to be 300. It was 300. And then issues with photographers, issues with likenesses, issues with printing.
Kellogg just showed up in the
That
chat.
did he?
Ah,
Yo, what's
fuck.
up,
Someone's like,
Kyle?
that big haired motherfucker was yelling at you, man. You
Yeah,
stay there,
so
cat.
all in all, first edition we dropped down to 226. So we had 226 actual printed distributed cards. This second edition that's supposed to get shipped out, in the coming week, we ramped that up. It went to 541. So we have 541 players
Wow.
in this set that's going out. So a lot of variety. I know a lot of people have been posting on the page, saying, "Hey, did you get me yet?" No, but somebody will. There's going to be a lot of people
Did you
finding
get me
all these
yet?
people that you've never met before, and that's really what I wanted to do when I created the cards was, uh, I had conversations with the photographers and with a lot of other people that I knew, and I said, what would be good? And some people said just do pros. Well, the pros have been done. We have some old JT cards from Dynasty. We have, some Virtue cards of all the teams, and those didn't gain any traction. I think people just bought them once and they're like, okay, cool, I got this card. And so I think this is a way to kind of bring the community together, um, because you have to interact with people who you don't know, who you don't know. Somebody may have a card of your teammates that you didn't get, and you may want it, and so you have to interact with that person and say, hey, can I buy it from you? Can I trade? And you start exactly. You get exactly what trading cards were meant to be, right? Which was having conversations with people, and
Beating kids
showing
up
off
and
your
stealing
cards and
them, or
Love
exactly,
this.
and that might happen, right? I'm waiting for the story where, I hear somebody, got jacked on their cards. Like, whoa, okay, that's how
that's
I know I'll
that's how
make
you
it.
know you've reached success when you find out somebody
Yes,
got jumped for one of your cards.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You mean the guy who owns the card company or the guy whose face is on the card?
No,
Take your
just
pick.
somebody just jacking cards,
Everybody.
right? Yeah.
Both. Everybody wins.
Just
Yeah, everybody's
I'm
winning
waiting for the
there.
post on Paintball Talk. I'm waiting for a post on the main Paintball Talk. Is someone calls and says, "Hey, did anybody see any trading cards anywhere? They got stolen. I had like a full binder's worth." I'm just waiting for something like that to happen.
Oh man,
Oh
that's
my god. I kind of want it to happen at the same time I've had it happen, and I'm like, oh, you don't want to wish that bad karma on somebody, but damn, we'd fix them up anyways. So
Yeah, exactly.
double the number of guys. So have the teams, anybody giving you any flack? Like, has Dynasty been like, we don't want our logo? Nope.
No, yeah. So, and
They've all
sorry, I'm
been
looking at the
cool?
chat too. Shout out to Jonathan Wheeler. He's one of our media guys.
No, please. Yeah,
Um,
please, fucking
I know
shout
that
all of
name.
these
yeah,
guys out.
Kyle Kellogg, all the media, all the media people that have worked with me. I mean, these guys are great. And especially all the people on Facebook today, like Chris Hudson's one of the big guys been pushing this. But
Oh shit!
yeah, for
Congratulations
teams,
on being a new dad, brother.
thank you. Yeah. Oh God, no. Like everyone's saying in the chat, no free time at all. Just completely gone,
No,
dead.
how fresh? Are we talking like
One
brand
he
brand
just
fucking?
turned 1 month 2 days ago. So he's
And
he's
he's
a
making
tiny.
time to fucking talk with us, man. Holy shit!
I know.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Sure.
That's
Tell your old lady that we're sorry. We will we'll get you out of here promptly on time
Yeah,
because I don't want her
yeah, exactly. I'm
coming
waiting for the
cross country to
cries.
fuck
He's
me
good
up.
right now. I think he passed out, but as soon as he wakes up, it's game time. um, but
Ah,
yeah,
4 hours
so
ahead. Yeah, you got time. So yeah, let's do this. Sorry.
yeah, so going back to it, so I haven't had anything negative with pro teams. There has been some pushback, not pushback, where it's like, okay, well, hey, let's talk numbers, right? How much are you gonna pay us, and things like that. And shout out to Alex Frazier with Dynasty. He's been one of the big pros. Besides Corey, besides Ryan Moorhead, and all the aftermath guys. Um, he's like, hey man, this is something that you're growing. I don't think you need to be paying pros. We bring them in, find ways that you can get them paid on their cards when they sell them and stuff like that. But just grow it. If we start right away and if you start setting a precedent for paying all these pros right away, um, at the end of the day, it may not be able to be sustained doing it
yeah.
that way. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I see this, right? Like pros should get paid for their likenesses. They're the ones representing the sport in that aspect. And so I'm coming up with options and ways to do things like that. But really, where it is in my focus always will be is more on the divisional players and rec players and scenario players because I think that's who are represented, and those are the people who are gonna continue going.
They're also not to talk negatively. No, what's the words? Not to whatever. The pro players, I mean, it's not that they're not going to appreciate it, but I feel like if you went to Ryan Greenspan, right? Like we're talking like Sidney Crosby of paintball right now. If you went to him and was just like, I've made a card, like, you know what I mean? If you're like, I made a card of you, he's going to be like, oh, wow, that's great, thanks. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably not going to, like, we're talking about a guy that was sponsored by Nike and Under Armour. You know what I mean? But if you made something like that and you went to somebody, you know, like you said, like a divisional player or somebody who's, you know, really made a dent in the scenario scene, you're like, you have a card. Yeah. That person is probably going to shit a brick on the spot. You know what I mean? Like
that's I think that's why he was saying build. You're building it with this
awesome.
new generation because it's killer. You get a special edition Ryan Greenspan. Cool. It's like Dumbledore. Fucking everyone's got one.
Got
but you want to get
yep.
Right?
It's funny. It's kind of true.
Right? I want the card that's like
everybody knows him.
I want the card that's just like Timmy from Idaho, and it's just a photo of a bush because the motherfucker's hiding in it. You know what I mean?
Like you get the meme cards. That's exactly
right.
And you know,
right?
and you know, I know you're just using Ryan as an example, but Ryan's actually pretty cool too. You know, I showed.
Yeah.
I showed him some cards, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, that's great. You know, send me some, and yeah, go ahead. You know,
right? No, it's
some of the logo
like
issues,
hockey.
but
if somebody is just like, I've got a Wayne Gretzky from 1998, everyone's gonna be like, nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean?
There were thousands printed.
Yeah, exactly.
Thousands of them printed.
Right. But if you've got you know if you've got the divisional player who turns into the next Greenspan, you know what I mean, and then that's the card, right?
The guy that's got the Brad Marchand card from down the road when that dirty bastard used to play lower division hockey in our town.
Yeah,
and now he's on the Bruins and everybody fucking hates him.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That card, that's the kid that you want. And again, you nail it. That Speedball is very overrepresented in those terms of what you put your eyes on. Mm-hmm. You don't see the scenario games as much. You don't see the bush. Timmy from Idaho.
Just because it's not in fashion.
But everyone's
anymore,
got a story. Why. You know, like everyone has a paintball memory, and I think that's where these cards really work, right? Like, you know, there's there was some booster boxes that were open, some prototype ones that were open a few days ago, and a guy kept coming up on the cards called Jack. What was his name? Jake Slavic, and he just had on the top of his photo, he wanted it to say, "I stabbed Harrison Fry." And so everyone's trying to figure out what the hell this story means, right? Like, who's this guy and stuff like that. And people are just making up shit. Like, oh yeah, Harrison Fry was this pro player from, you know, X days, right? And he wasn't, right? Or maybe he was, I don't know. But like, you know, things like that. You know, I created, you know, the Croc Jerry, you know, which is a WCPPL thing down here, but people resonated with it. They saw it and they're like, oh, that's, you know, it's funny. I want that. You know, it's a dude falling asleep inside of a large croc. And if you know the story, it's because he hosts tournaments. You know, he helps run WCPPL, and he's always wearing Crocs. Like everywhere he goes, he wears one pair of Croc, and they're always muddy and they're gross. And he's also always passing out. So, you know, it's little stories like that. You know, especially with the Wrangle. Yeah, the Wrangle, right? Chris Wrangle pounding those two Modelos. You know, it's not a tournament if he's not drunk, you know, 2 hours into the tournament. Truly, you know, like that's exactly what it is. It's not a tournament unless he's gone by, you know, a certain amount of time, and he still wins.
You need like that's
we got to get a picture of Kev Curry, shirt on, the vascular daddy of paintball.
Yeah,
we get that because it's not a tournament in Moncton without Kev taking his shirt off and fucking yelling at somebody.
Yeah, exactly, right? Or it's like, or you need the cameraman, and it's just Nightmare PB fucking with all of his cameras off field.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got like 8 of them. You know what I mean? Like
exactly, like just him. Well, so there's another media guy. He really likes Pokemon, and he's got a bunch of camera gear too. And one of the photographers took a picture of him. If you guys remember Squirtle, he's, you know, on his rock, kind of screaming like this. Same thing, just kind of creating those little things. And I think that's kind of, again, that's why there is so much support around it, because anybody can make cards. I mean, we'll be honest.
Yeah,
anybody
can
design cards.
Jonathan
Some people
Wheeler
can design better than me.
Brought that up. He said that there's, what did he say word for word here? Ryan's Cards have started bringing out other independent card designers. Not a total negative, but definitely a direct response from the cards being done right. And you know what? Imitation is Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yeah,
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
There we go.
Yeah,
right?
The cards are. I see them on Facebook, and they're nice looking cards. They're exactly like the old not Pro Series, Upper Deck.
Yeah, like Upper Deck.
That's what I think of when I look at the hollow one, and I look at them. I'm like, oh Christ, those look like the old Upper Deck cards, and that's you don't give a higher compliment. Upper Deck was the shit. I'm sure there are other cards, but fuck that. Those were
right.
Back in the day,
the guy that had those in his set. You're like, oh, look at this motherfucker, this fancy guy over here.
I got a question for you, and this is right out of left field a little bit, but I started thinking about it, and I'm running wild with the idea, and I will personally fund this initiative if we can make it happen. If I could sell my house, which I'm currently trying to do, I might personally fund this initiative. But hear me out. Okay, we got cards, right? We got paintball cards. Okay. But let's do this like Magic the Gathering. I want player cards. I want gun cards. I want hopper cards. I want I want to make a game.
Okay. Well, there's actually a game already that was designed into it originally. That was also amazing. The other thing. Yeah, there was also awesome. Originally. So the stars on the cards represent movements on the board. But again, it was more towards tournament, but it can be technically the way that it's designed, it can be manipulated to do any kind of thing, even a scenario, right? You can pull up your favorite field or favorite scenario and pop up a few, fake tanks and stuff and say, hey, these are the movements. But
do you play 40K or D&D?
No, I don't. I don't play any of that. I just.
Oh my god!
I don't play any of that.
You just described like, yeah. Well, you get your field and you just play the cards. Like, fuck, you're playing 40K, Magic, D&D. Like, all right, this.
Yeah. See, I never played Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh. I collected the cards as a kid, but I never played it. But Magic the Gathering, I spent way too much fucking money on Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Pay to win. Yeah.
And so I'm trying to juggle, right? Again, like anybody can make trading cards. I think just the way that I'm doing it is, I started with working with the photographers and building a relationship with them because that, you can only make so much cards. Even if you're a photographer, you can only make so much of your cards because you're only taking so many pictures. Then you have to get permission from every other photographer, like, hey, can I use it? And so I think the way that I developed the relationship is really what's going to work, moving forward. But yeah, there was a game developed into it. And, I'm trying to balance a game and a sport trading card because they are two different things, right? Mm-hmm. Traditionally, trading card games are, one face with, attack power or something. And then the back is just, nothing, just to make it easy.
Just a design.
But a trading card, exactly. But a trading card, a sports trading card is double face. It's got info about the player. And so I think I found a way to maybe juggle that, but with the stars and the way that works. But we're gonna keep working on things. We're gonna maybe develop a scenario design and.
Oh, I'll be sitting there watching that.
I love it. I love it. I've been actually trying to get hold of a pack or two of your cards, and I'm always broke when they sell out. So
they go quick. I mean, that's the insane part too. I did switch my shipping though, so international shipping is available now. I was able to get that working out. I changed our things now. If you order for $30, it's free shipping, but international, you still got to pay, pay the man. But so anybody in Canada, I know that you guys have been trying to. I think Eli, he said that he went on the black market and then sold a few kidneys to try to get somebody to ship him something.
A few. They weren't his.
Yeah, they weren't his. I don't think so. But yeah, he'll come. You guys can now order straight to Canada.
Beauty.
From the website.
There was another comment in here somewhere.
We're gonna make sure we get that in the. We'll get that in the description. Any of the boys want to whore out the links to be able to buy this man's product, please send it out there. I want it. We need it. It needs to be in this chat, everybody.
Yeah, if any of you guys find out of these cards being sold, let me know because I want to get in on it. I want a pack. Also, where the hell did that comment go? There it is. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Chica? Chica? C-H-I-C-A?
Estrada.
Okay, perfect, great. What's the top cards to collect? Just asking. So, any idea?
So, I don't know. It's honestly, it's kind of crazy. I've seen people pay. I've heard of people paying an exorbitant amount of money for a card. the rarest card is that Chris Wrangle card, the double fisted one. There were a total of 25 made, and only 5 of them went in packs. The rest went to him, and he did a charity, and he raised a shit ton of money for charity. So
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
So he raffled off the cards, and he raffled off the ski mask that he took the drinks in.
That's wicked.
I would say probably some of the second one is like, I think the Jerry is a really rare one. The Alex Frazier one's a rare one, I think.
So this is like, your cards are basically on the same level as and I can't pronounce it properly. Hormesis?
Hormesis?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get there. Hormesis is insane.
But no, I think I think you are. It's just like on the idea that people want your product. You're there. You're just not. You're just not gouging people for the fucking price.
And they fucking do. I know you see the talk, but people want the product.
Yeah. I think you're there. I think what it is now is just
like
you're not charging $600 for your cards. You know what I mean? Like that's what's setting you apart.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Not yet. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, no, man, you've got something on the go here, and I'm fucking excited for it. I think it's gonna be awesome. I don't know. It's just it's even if it doesn't grow past the community you've built, I think the community you've built is so steady, so strong of a foundation right now that you're just going to keep going forward. It's going to be great. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
Ponage wants to know, he says, it would be kind of interesting if Fields used this idea to make a special card in limited supply for their events. Is that something that a field could do? Like if they reach
sorry, shout out to Jonathan. I know he's leaving there, but that's actually something I'm working with one of the photographers down here for Living Legends. We haven't done it yet, but we're trying to figure out a way of doing cards right before the event. So having people sign up, ahead of time, 2 months ahead of time.
Sure.
Print all these cards, designed for the event, and then when people grab, at the event, people can purchase them and collect themselves and things like that. But the idea was always to do also, either league specific cards or, cards based on fields, like you said, doing maybe some aerial shots of the field or things like that.
Or like a main feature of the field or something, like, the castle at Sherwood or...
exactly.
Maybe... Jesus, I don't know what you would do at... I don't know. Every field has its
field has something unique about it.
I mean? Like, be like the Econo Lodge here at Moncton Paintball.
Exactly.
Or the buses or something, or the train.
The buses, the train, something, the hill at SNL.
So
what's your criteria for
I
more
see we
people,
have
is my question. Like more photographers. Like, do you accept submissions? Do you have just
for like players?
Crew? Or for players, for your players and your pictures.
I'm sure there's somebody watching right now thinking, "Fuck, I would love to have a card of me." Not me in person. I'm saying somebody's thinking.
I would like to have a card of me. I have a fucking ego. Everybody
everybody's
plays a sport in their life has imagined themselves on a fucking card, and don't you dare say that you haven't.
Except I don't think Elise would. I don't think Elise is too. I'm immediately thinking like.
She won't say it, but she's thought
she's probably thinking it. No,
she is a very nice lady, but I t'accuse because it's okay. No sin. There's nothing wrong with having a bit of an ego,
right? So how does is that an option? Could somebody at least submit a photo of themselves, maybe with permission from the photographer or whatnot? Like, how does that work? How does that side of things work, or does it?
Yeah. So there is before everybody rushes over there is a page on my site where you can upload a photo, but that's meant for people who have already purchased. So the way I get around being able to print all these cards, get the photographers some compensation, but mainly printing, right? Because you said you did photography printing, wet films, but this is offset printing, so these require plates. They require...
Oh, shit, yours is plates. Okay.
Yeah. So they require plates. So the way I get around that is I do sign-up phases where I'll allow a certain amount of people or a max amount of people to... what they'll do is they'll purchase a pack. And so, the price right now was $25. It's going to bump up to $30 because of material, but it's $30. That gets you a random pack of 15 cards, right? Random pack of 15 cards like you would normally get. And then you also get guaranteed copies, so you don't have to search for all your copies of yourself. So with the price increase, it's going to go up to 3. So you'll get 3 copies of yourself, and you'll get 2 holographic copies of yourself. That's going to be the change. And I know there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, well, I want to be able to collect myself only and not get them." It's really the best way I can think of doing it because I need to hit that price point. So to hit that price point, I give you guys some free cards and add the.
Do you want that in American or in Canadian?
It's American, 30 American. Yeah.
Fuck, yeah. That's like $60. Fuck that.
Is it really? Wow.
No. It's
it
not.
would be
40.
It'd be $37, $38 Canadian.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
There was a time when it was that bad, but okay, yeah, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah, it's expensive. I mean, I'll be honest, it's pretty pricey there, but again, it's because the way that I have to print them. But once you're in the set, you're in the set. When I reprint you again, you'll never have to pay again for that, right? I'll do special prints where you'll be back in these packs eventually in the future, and you won't have to repay
enough money
for that.
that you're that card. You want to be that card that everyone has.
Yeah,
I don't want my card to be worth fuck all.
But there's people that want to collect the full sets, right? I have a few people who've asked. There's people who've asked me, just can I buy a full deck of cards? And I've had to politely say, fuck off. No. I just politely say, yeah, that's. I don't want to do that right now because I feel like that's not fair to a lot of people.
That's pay to win.
Yeah, exactly. It's pay to win.
It's cheapening the value. People want to be able to get. You have to kind of take into effect the collectors. So only having 25 of that one dude, that's going to make those 5 cards.
Yeah, man. That makes you into one of those people. If you buy the whole set, that makes you the same guy that we didn't like playing Magic the Gathering, who went to the card shop, dropped $200 cash, and bought an entire custom deck, and was just like kicking everybody's ass. And it's just like, damn, dude, like we're sitting here ripping over booster packs once a week because we can't afford it. Anyways, I'm done that rant.
Yeah.
But it's a great. I love the man. The price point's not bad. Like you're kind of like it's got to go up, but it's still not bad. Like it's not a bad price.
Yeah, and then the packs are cheaper though too, right? Booster packs are 15. We may lower those more. We have some boxes that we're coming out with that are discounted, but again, it's just because of the way that we're printing them. I could go to a digital printer and print them on a thinner card, like a Pokemon card style, like thinness. But these are thick, so I know you guys haven't held them, but they're thick cards. They're like the old Topps cards and stuff like that. They have some heft to them because the reason I did that is I know paintballers are disgusting. We're gross. We throw shit everywhere. We don't care about our stuff, and so my thinking was, okay,
we drop 2
this
G's
goes
on
to
a paintball gun and throw it.
Exactly. That was my thinking was like, if I buy this, do I want them to rip easily? Do I want them to get damaged easy? They have a UV coating to help with staining, so. Those are things that I thought of to make sure that we didn't,
them in an event, guys are gonna just fire them in their bag, and in 2 weeks they're gonna find them. They're all gonna be all fucked up. I mean, ideally they don't do that and they actually open the cards and look at them. But I mean, if you throw them in the bag, as soon as
when's your next sign up phase, whatever you just called it?
So I'm hoping to do it next week. Next Friday. After because I was gonna do it this weekend, but because of the delay that I had on my second edition packs, I didn't feel comfortable doing all the signups and just making that mess for myself. So it's next week, and I'll probably run that for a full week. Last time I ran it for 3 days and I sold out. I'll probably just run it for a week and see what I get. If I get a crazy amount of people to sign up, I mean that's good for me. It's also a lot of work for me though. I keep upgrading things. I keep streamlining things in the way everything's organized. So, my first editions, I hand by hand put every card into a template and adjusted each photo and did everything. This edition, I still had to do all the photo adjustments, but all the text was automatically imported from software that I have. But so then this next one I can handle a lot more, but it's just time.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, I think next week is what I want to shoot for signups.
Wicked. So
and you have a new kid, so if you have a problem with the fact that you're taking too long, go fuck yourself. I'll say it, man. Fuck that.
Anybody who's going to complain about this can eat a fat dick. So
we love you and we appreciate your patronage, but fuck off.
Next week, wicked, man, wicked. I'll be keeping an eye out for that. I mean, I get paid Tuesday.
There you go.
Like,
Yeah, somebody messaged me and they're like, "Man, it seems like every time you come out with stuff, it's right when I get paid." And I was like, "Yeah, because I have your job on speed dial. I call them every time. Hey, when's this paid? All right,
we've done the market research. Statistically speaking, if we release on this day, the majority of people have been paid. Like,
yeah, exactly. No, it's just convenience. It's like I'll sometimes I'll just sit there and I'm feeding my son, and then I'm like, I should release this week. And then I'll go, okay, hey guys, I'm releasing this week, and people are like, oh shit, and it's just because of how things run up. Like I have so many emails of people getting back to me saying, hey, we have this product ready. I'm like, all right, give it to me now, and so stuff like that.
That's wicked, man. That's wicked. Yeah. So you're gonna get some of my money. Next week.
Thank you.
Fucking yeah.
For sure. And I'm excited to see how this goes, man. I'm excited to see how this grows. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be awesome, man. Trying to think. I thought I had one more question, and I kind of lost it. Now I'm about to sneeze, and so I can't think.
Go ahead and sneeze it out.
Try. And it doesn't want. All right, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's ruined. It's been ruined. There's nothing worse.
Well, I will say, on your podcast, I haven't mentioned this to anybody yet, but I am doing the booster boxes, right? People know about that. Those have 16 packs in them. Those are cool. And I am working on something a little bit more special. It's more on the pro side. I could probably think about doing it for some, old school scenario legends and stuff like that. But it's going to be called like a breakout box, like an elite breakout box. And what it is it'll have probably around 30 packs. But inside it'll also have memorabilia. So if it's from let's say it's from Team Dynasty, well, you'll have like a Dynasty pin, like an enamel pin. You'll have, some, maybe a headband from one of the pros that you could win that's in one of those boxes, out of that. But then they're also going to have like those autograph cards and jersey cards too. So there are autograph cards in this edition. There's not a lot, but there are autograph cards in this edition. But these boxes will have, pieces of people's jersey. I'm working on a video card that actually has a video screen in it that has, a custom edited video that only you have, kind of like a personal NFT.
Oh, that's so cool.
So things like that, and those fit in a card pack. So they're very thick. You probably only get like 3 actual cards in there plus that pack, but they fit in there. So those are other things that I'm working on as well.
Very cool. That's
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine, you pick some random card. Imagine you open a pack and you pull out a card and it's got a screen on it, and then you press play, and it's a video of, some kid getting shot in the face. Just things like that. I want them to be pros, but I also want to have some of those meme cards. I remember the old video where the kid gets shot in the face and he goes all the way back. It looks like
oh my god, I watched that for hours. Just that boom headshot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like. Mm-hmm. Oh God, that's
Johnny wipes a lot. There's a guy wiping his fucking loader.
Yeah, exactly. There's that pro player. Yeah, there's that pro player that did that mid dive, just completely wipes. I forgot who it was. But yeah, mid dive wipes it. Ref doesn't see it as he's going.
No, because they practice that shit, man. There's a reason why these bastards Powerman slide, like Superman slide. You know what I mean? Like half the time they go feet first, and then they cancel. They stand up, and you're like. That's legit. But if you watch a motherfucker Superman into Snake, he got hit off the brake, and he knows it. Yeah. Anyways, man. That would be...
Some pro's just going to come and whack you in the kneecaps.
Probably.
Motherfucker!
Yeah.
Giving away my secrets.
Look, man, I was talking to, not to name drop, because it's, you know what I mean. But anyways.
Then don't. Then don't.
So anyways, at D-Day, we were chatting. There's a bunch of us went for dinner, like 30 of us, 40 of us, whatever. Right? We were a fucking menace to the restaurant. Anyways, and Greg Hastings was one of the special guests to the event. He came for dinner as well, and he's laughing. He's telling stories about like in the early '90s how they used to like practice cheating, and like they would do things like you got hit, you had to walk out, you had to put your arm above your head, and they'd specifically point the gun where they got shot from. So, like, you'd be walking and you just watch the dude turn the marker behind himself. Mm-hmm. Like, it was, you know what I mean? Like, shit like that, man. It's not uncommon.
Yeah, still happens. People walk off the field and they just keep staring at the person the whole time.
100%. Or they're pointing at him, right? I've seen that where they're just like, this motherfucker over this way. And you're just like, dude, come on. Anyways, dude, I want to see it. I want to see it all. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I like that idea of meme cards. The ones that are killing me, like get a good artist and just put a good meme in there. But that's just
Well,
that's why I'm going to buy cards for that.
Yeah, there's one in the set. It's by one of the media guys, Sam Bennett. His media handle is All In Media. Shout out. But he had a Pornhub logo that was All In Media. It was a Pornhub thing. So what I did is I recreated a card that looked like the front page of Pornhub, and then I put a few media people on the front and said hot photographers in your area. And then I put one of the pros, Corey Hall, who I reached out to. I was like, hey man, can I put you on this card? He's like, yeah, that's fine. So it's him throwing up, and then it says some like dirty text on the bottom, like Corey Field, spits it out on the field or something.
Okay. How much money do you need from me to print a card that's just 5 full-size black pods and 1 white 50-round pod?
Oh my god! Actually, I like that idea.
He's like, I'll do that for free.
Do that. I might have to do that.
Just steal it.
Those are things too. Like that's why I built a Facebook page too, right? Is so people can help with those ideas, because I'm only one guy. I'm not a company, and paintball is completely different than any other sport. It's localized, right? It's localized to regions. You have the pro division, but that's also very tiny. A lot of people don't even really know about pro players. It's very small size compared to the paintball industry. Yeah. So those are things that I also need help with too, and that's why I made the pages. Like, tell me your memes, guys. Tell me your stories. What happens here, and what is something that we can bring to life that should be immortalized on a card. For instance.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I want it now.
Yeah.
Now
I have to go customize. Now I have to make that card. So once I feed the baby, I'll probably make that card and post it, and we'll see what happens.
Do it. All I ask in return is you let me know if it goes into print, so I can throw a shitload of money at you and get it. Like, that's all I need to know.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good idea. I love it.
Oh, fuck! I should have kept that. Submitted it.
Yeah. As your personal card, so you got a copy of it, right? So you get a copy of it guaranteed.
No, because we'll always know. There's that fucking paintball lore. We know where that story came from, because if you were listening to the Maritime Paintball podcast,
I was there
in December of 2021. You knew that's where the story came from. Otherwise, it's a really funny card.
That card is going to go into submission, and somebody's going to have it 10 years from now. I'm going to hear some kid being like, "Yeah, I heard this card came on Behind the Bunker paintball show," and I'm going to be like, "Listen here, you little shit." I came up with that card.
Yeah.
I was there. Awesome, man. All right, we only got a couple of minutes left. So who do you want to shout out? How can people get hold of your cards? Do that thing. Do the whole, self-plug, man. Self-plug.
Yeah. Is it this camera, this camera, this camera? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, I'm going to completely rip off Hot Ones. 100%.
Yeah, so, I mean, everybody, so, first shout out again, all the photographers, WCPPL, NXL photographers, NRPL photographers, Jonathan Wheeler, Rob Moore, Flockhouse Photos, so many. There's literally so many guys. They're what makes this possible. So I'm always going to say, book your photographers, book them for events. If you want to be on these cards, make sure you get some cool photos of yourself, because I'm getting tired of looking at shitty camera quality from like an iPhone 7 out on the field. Book your photographer, show them some love. They're more flexible than you think. You know what I mean? If it's just you and you don't have a team to book, hit them up. See what they can afford. They're going to be out there shooting.
Pay them.
Anyways.
So pay them, you cheap bastards.
Yeah, exactly. Pay them.
Exposure bucks can be damned.
Right.
Yeah. So shout out to the photographers. Shout out to all the players on the Facebook now. If you guys want to join the group, Paintball Trading Cards on Facebook, and then the website's paintballtradingcards.com. Just go www.paintballtradingcards.com. Anytime something says sold out, go to the website. That usually means I haven't released a drop yet. Everything's on a drop. I don't just leave everything open, because then I would never get shit done. Just be constant orders coming through. So everything's on a drop. Keep everything organized. And then same thing with Instagram. I have Instagram as well, Paintball Trading Cards.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Love it. Amazing.
The first people the man thanks are his photographers. Like, nobody gives. They don't get credit.
Also,
they get shit on.
This is a PSA.
Artists.
This is a PSA for anybody who's like, I want to be on a trading card, You can hire the photographer. You could hire the best photographer in the world. It doesn't fucking matter. If you don't do something cool on the field, they're not going to get good photos of you. Do cool shit.
Or hide in a bush.
Or do that.
Be the bush.
Or be the bush. You know?
The wilderness must be explored. But yeah, you want to be like, photographers aren't going to go find you by yourself along the tape in the back of your own spawn.
No. Yeah. You've got to stand out. You've got to
go do shit.
You've got to do something cool.
You
got to be an obnoxious asshole.
Yeah. You want to be a rare card, do something stupid, fall over,
Yeah, exactly. Be
safe. Maybe your mask flies off, I don't know, but be safe.
Well, the only time me and Tom have done stupid stuff, we've been tucked into weird corners that, like, no photographer would have dared go into. Like, in a train, banging on the walls, singing along to, I forget what song you were singing.
Knock 3 times.
Yeah, knock 3 times. Or hiding in a bus, hoping one of us doesn't get a bumblebee in the eye.
Oh, fuck, man, yeah. I don't like bees. I didn't like that. That was an uncomfortable situation.
So, yes, that was, do that. Do cool stuff. Like he said, hire your photographer, Ed. Please, go check out paintballtradingcards.com. Before we go, though, there is one thing that I wanted to show off. And as soon as I just got to pull it up. Give me 2 seconds here, folks. Mm-hmm. And
I'm somewhere between scared and turned on, so.
You absolutely should be.
Somewhere.
Speaking of cards, so a friend of mine from the big fucking squad, Mr. Zach from Mr. Zach Machine, was doing these up for fun a while back, and he did one up for me. I mean, it's not a bad photo. It kind of shows off my beer gut. But they're super cool. Getting a photo of yourself and, like, a card and somebody put work into it is, like, this is fucking neat. So I wanted to give a shout out to Zach for doing that for me and showing it off, because it's fucking neat. It's awesome, man. It's cool. And also, before we go, big shout out to the Patreon supporters, because we really do owe these guys and girls. I think they're all guys right now. A huge thank you. So a big shout out to Kurt, Matt S, Dr. Rush, Alex, and Tony for being fantastic human beings and being Patreon supporters.
Dr. Rush is not a real doctor.
No, Dr. Rush is not a real doctor. Don't let him work on you with anything that is sharp or blunt. So
I'm surprised that front grip doesn't have a ball sack on it.
This man.
I mean, I seriously thought about it.
This motherfucker. This man fucking gets it.
Seriously thought about it.
He understands our humor. Sophomore.
I've been told to show the front
Zach
side.
says show the front side. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the? I thought that was the front side. I guess that was the back. My bad. I guess now that I'm looking at them all, yeah, it makes sense that this one is actually the. Where is it? There it is. So there we go. I dig this photo. I forget who took this. But I think it was Maritime Snapshot who took this photo, and I fucking love it.
That's a great photo. That'd be a great card.
Right? I love that, because you can't see my beer gut. And no, but for real, like the color on when he took that photo, I was like, it's a dope ass photo. It's a really dope ass photo.
Got a lot of orange. It's good.
You cheeky fuck, you had that prepared. I see credit on there and everything. You knew that we had the playing card guy coming on, and you're just like, fuck that, I better have that card handy.
No, for real though, Zach messaged me while we were on this call. He's like, you should show off the card I made for you. I'm like, oh, you did make me a card. I was like, I don't know where it is. So he sent me, Jesus.
Okay, so we're plugging your boy then.
Yeah, we're plugging Zach. Mr. Zach Machine, go check him out. He makes cool shit. Mills it out of aluminum, and he's working on some really cool shit right now. So please go check him out.
Pluggity plug. Pluggity plug.
Pluggity plug. We're out of here, folks. It's been an absolute blast. Ryan, thank you for coming on and chatting. And,
yes, sir.
And I will definitely be keeping an eye out and throwing some money at you very soon.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Very soon.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
That's it, folks. We're out of here. Until next week. Cheers.